So, my dear Scorpio, the Earth has continued its path, and now we see behind the Sun the constellation Sagittarius. And of course, Sagittarius, the blending here in the Medicine Woman Tarot. We have, of course, the energy of uniting, always blending, right? Melting the masculine and the feminine. And so this is giving the light to the moon, which is in your sign, my dear Scorpio. And you are, of course, then the letting go of the physical body. And so the spiritual body or the soul can go and actually take a new life form. And we recognize here always the teachings, right? That there are two sides to find the one, to find the middle. And so Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter and you are ruled by Pluto, right? The mystic. And so the grandeur Jupiter brings to us brings a deep mystical longing for the things that we cannot explain. Sagittarius is also the 9th house of learning and philosophy, right? Learning everything about the mystical. And you, of course, are the 8th house of reincarnation. And of course, there are also the secrets, right, that are involved. When we learn about philosophy, we are tapping into the secrets. And so this is speaking today to you. The yoga position for Sagittarius, again, Paschimottanasana, I find within myself the grandeur of being a guardian angel. And for you, my dear Scorpio, I gave you, of course, Scorpio pose, the transformation to bring the feet above your head, and as such then learn that your ego is only one part of you, right? And it's not the biggest part, but believes always it's the biggest part. Your court card here in Hermann Handel is Odin. And Odin was hanging 9 days on the world tree, and he points with his finger to the rune alphabet. And here we get the mystical aspect, of course, of you, right? You just having one eye left, right? And it's the left eye. And so here you recognize that the left side is always the soul and the right side is the human. And so you are pointing at something that's really important. And it's letting us know that there is a language, a mysterious language, right, that people have been using for a long time. Is your birthday between October 13 and November 12, then he is your court card. If not, look in the description. I have listed all the cards down below. Now, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and so is the Wheel of Fortune. And we see here the Wheel of Fortune by Hermann Handel. These are more mystical cards, right? They're not like, oh, look how lovely, how beautiful these cards are. They're more like, oh, okay. It's not like, yeah. But it works for you, right? You are the mystic. You are that mysterious side. So I gave you this deck, and you will recognize now that we in this month have a look at the Wheel of Fortune, because Jupiter ruling Sagittarius and as such giving you the light, we want to see what actually the Wheel of Fortune is wanting to tell us. And I'm gonna pick in a moment a card before I have a look at the last reading, where you had your new moon, sun and new moon both in your sign. The message was 5 times 7. See your success like an emotional overflow in your future. Now you can see here we were going to the left, right? We were going deep, 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 deep within, deep down. It's almost like you knew that, right? The left eye, you were looking. And so now this reading is the first one where we go to the right. And so your path back to the full moon, to the right, is now in the next 6 months happening, because in the month of Taurus, you're gonna have your full moon. So we're gonna pick a card. Oh, is that a sign? We're gonna pick a card from the Mystical Moments Tarot and see what's talking. And there we go. The journey, look at that. So you took the journey to the left, to your new moon, and now it's almost saying that's it, you have arrived, because the 19 is the sun. You have arrived, right? Back then, Scorpio, sun and new moon, and now the journey goes back out again. It's almost like she's stopping the deer and she's like, no, we don't go left, we go the other way. So the 19 in a way then becomes a 10, right? Calculated together, and then we have a 10-10 portal or a 20. But I like portals, and I don't calculate portals together, so I leave the 1-1, the 11 here for you. And the Wheel of Fortune is talking very clearly. The moment has stopped, right? And now you're actually supposed to go in the other direction, but something is still lingering. Something is still saying maybe you have to have a deeper look at what the Wheel of Fortune is wanting to tell you. And we're gonna look at that and see, of course, what the cards are wanting to tell us. So we're going to the right, not to the left. On the position of the Fool comes again the Page of Pentacles, the same facing left decision. You recognize this idea in you that you have found deep within something. You have come to the end, you have come to the sun, and now the path out, back out to your opposite sign, which is Taurus, comes through a young Taurus, because these are all three earth signs, right? So we have Taurus, we have Virgo, and we have Capricorn here. And it's almost like he is saying, child, the path has ended, right? Now we're stopping to go out there. Now we're gonna go in another direction. And so the 3 and the 0 is letting you know the 30, right? The 30, then the 3 is the Empress as well. You are recognizing this moment as something, as a turnaround, right? Because both of them are facing to the left. And so we're going to see what else is coming here. On the position of the Magician comes the Thunder. Now, when you look close, behind him are the buffaloes. And the buffaloes are running towards him. And it's like a thunder. It sounds like a thunder. So we have the number 56, and 5 is Taurus, right, your opposite sign, and 6 is Gemini, and with the 1 we get a 57. So the 7 then becomes Cancer, the Chariot, and the Chariot is a car and sounds like a thunder, right? But this is a different energy, right? This is a force. This is a natural energy of mammalian energy of the herd coming at you maybe, or at a young person, and you are seeing that this force is pushing him to have a look at this journey that you took, right, until the last reading, the sun and the new moon, right? The new moon is planting a new seed, and now you can go out and show who you have become. That's what these different paths are doing to us, right? So recognize that the 57 creates a 12, right? Here, if I calculate this together, I get an 11, and the 11 is a portal again. The same way I left this portal. So we have a 1-1 here, a 1-1 here, and of course the Magician is the 1 as well. So we have already 5 times the 1. And that one and only coin, right? That one and only child or animal, that one and only can only be chosen by the 2, right? Because there is duality, we can pick unity. And so there is an interesting message coming at you. Now I want to see what's happening here. And the 5 of Pentacles came facing the left, facing Taurus, because this is Mercury in Taurus, and the Magician is Mercury bound, right? Mercury is ruling the Magician, and of course the Fool is ruled by Uranus. And so you are taking a whole new perspective of when you go out and wanting to see the Taurus energy, wanting to unite with the Taurus energy, is that you're learning. And the 5 of Pentacles is the bare minimum that you can make. She's baking bread here. And because she's facing the left, she's somehow not able to do more than the necessary things. She's just able to do the necessary things. And this is almost speaking to you as that be careful, right? Because this is a Taurus energy, the bison, right? And so recognize that they are talking as Taurus to you. Be aware, because this is an 11 portal, plus of course we have the 3 times 1 with the Magician here, and the 5, right? The 5 we leave alone as the Hierophant, as that spiritual information, as that spiritual message that is coming at you strongly. It's almost like, okay, something is going towards the left, towards the soul. Something is talking towards that kind of inner knowledge, the soul knowledge. Then on the position of the High Priestess comes the Knight of Wands, Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is almost saying, I am pushing your buttons, I am the force, I am the light and the thunder, and the flames and the lightnings are now pushing you to awaken, that now you have to come out of being deep within in your Scorpio Sun and New Moon place. It's almost saying, no, this is the wrong direction the journey is. Now, you cannot go to the left, you need to go to the right. And he is the 9th house of philosophy and learning. And so the 9 and the 2 creates an 11. So we have, again, here 2 ones. So we have 7 ones. And 7 times the 1 means you are successful, emotionally successful. You want to be successful. But you see now how this fire is pushing you, how this fire is like letting you know that you have to go, right, in the other direction. Nevertheless, you're still going towards the left. And so you see that she's here being almost forced, right, to stop and to watch all of this. And Sagittarius is on its horse and is literally saying, yes, I am bringing the light to you. I am bringing the fire to you. I'm bringing action to you. So you are recognizing that, right? You're recognizing that, and maybe this is you, right? Because the opposite sign is also in your birth chart, right? When you're born as a Scorpio, you also have Taurus deep within you. You have to look at your chart, right? So now you can recognize that Sagittarius is pushing your boundaries. We have 7 times the 1. And now on the position of the Empress comes the Emperor. And the Emperor is sitting here like a fire sign looking at Sagittarius, and so you have 2 fire signs pushing you and helping you to create what you want to create. The 3 and the 4 is the 7. You have 7 times the 1, and now you have the 7 here as the Chariot, as the success. And this success is a fiery success, a success in showing yourself again as something that you as a water sign sometimes have a hard time to do. Or you have maybe some Sagittarius personality in you, or there's a Sagittarius coming and pushing you. And here the Aries, right? Then on the position of Scorpio comes the 5 of Cups. And the 5 of Cups is Mars in Scorpio. And so that's speaking directly to you, Mars, connecting with Aries. There is a sadness behind this Aries. Or there's a sadness that you feel because you cannot be like an Aries. And you cannot be like an Sagittarius. You are Scorpio. You are different. You are emotionally sometimes drowning in sadness. It's part of you. Accept it. The more you accept it, the more you're going to be liberating yourself from it. Now you, the 13th card, creates a 4. So you understand the 4, right? Out of your card comes the 4. So become that kind of leader, because the 13 and the 5 creates the 18, the moon. The moon is the deep subconscious. There you find sometimes the sadness. But I can also calculate the 4 and the 5. I get a 9. The 9 is the completion. So you are learning here to let go, letting go of a certain sadness, right? And seeing that this 5-5 portal here, the 5 of Pentacles and the 5 of Cups, are lessons, and that you can learn more and more how to work with these kind of emotions, because they're not always easy. On the position of the Father of the Cups, right, comes the 8 of Wands. And the 8 of Wands is Mercury in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is pushing you. He is really pushing you. And so you're pointing down at the 8. You are the 8th zodiac sign, so you have an 8-8 portal here. And 2 times the 8 is a 16. The 16 is the Tower. And then the 16 becomes a 7. But I don't calculate it together like that. I leave it 8-8. The 8-8 portal is bringing you out, finally. You almost feel like you don't want to leave, right? You don't want to leave because it's all pointing at the soul. The soul aspect that you have found is amazing, right? It's like something that you really embody and you want to be that. And now you have found that push out, right? Back out into the full moon, and it's good. It's a good sign because Mercury in Sagittarius is saying, yeah, so the thunder came, but the thunder came towards the left, right? And even Sagittarius came. So Sagittarius is like, okay, come on, we gotta get out. We gotta get out and see again who you can become. On the position of the Temperance comes Virgo. And Virgo is facing also the left, right? So Virgo is bringing you an inner alchemy, an inner blending, an inner knowing that you have achieved now through Sagittarius, the feet to go back out. Sagittarius is literally pushing you and saying, okay, now it's going out again. We're not going in, we're going out. And so the 14 and the 9. So the 14 is the 5, right? And the 9 is the 14 and the 5 is left. So another 5 here, right? We have then the 5 here, the 5 of Pentacles, baking the bread, and we have the 5 of Cups, remember, right? And so 3 times the 5, then you have understood the teachings, because this is the alchemy of a tantric alchemical union that the blending always brings. Now in Hermann Handel's deck, this is the alchemical transformation. It stands here, the alchemical transformation that we bring when we put the water and the fire together, when we put the masculine and the feminine together, right? And so here Virgo comes, the union comes, and you had the 9 here in the 19, right? And you did have the 9 here through the 9th zodiac sign, right? The 9th house of Sagittarius. So recognize that the 9 is talking to you. On the position then of the moon, which is now the dream oracle, right? The moon is watching our dreams, and our subconscious comes here the 15, the dust devil, and the moving out of stagnation. So you have finally realized that the path is going out to the right again. And so in the next month we get the 15 is Capricorn, the devil, and you have a young Capricorn here, right? And so you see that you're learning that the 15 becomes a 6 and the 18 becomes a 9. And so calculated together, we get a 15 again, right? And the 15 is left, and then the 6. And so the 6 is the transformation, right, of the devil. And here, of course, the dust devil, that stagnation that we sometimes get stuck in. Now, what kind of stagnation you need to move out of? And I looked, and the magician came upside down. Now, in the position of the magician came the buffalo. And the buffalo is running to the left. And so you see that the magician is upside down, and it's talking about because each of these cards, because they're round, they have the top, the bottom, the right, and the left meaning. Now the magician in this deck means the magician is performing a ritual. She puts on her leopard robe as a commitment to the pursuit of justice. She takes up the knife as a tool to conduct the lightning of the mind through her heart. Well, who brought you the help of the lightning? Sagittarius, right? And the magician begins the ritual by looking to the goddess of wisdom who lives in the Egyptian Sphinx. She asks the Sphinx to watch her dance in the full spotlight of the sun. She lifts one foot and fills a beautiful cup with all the water she desires. From her other foot pours seeds and whatever else she needs to build her ritual towards its end. Reversed. The magician's potential is unable to come out right now. Self-doubt is preventing the expression of her power or individuality. If this energy is too long repressed or reversed, there is a tendency to abuse power. The magician may hurt someone and or herself. Okay, so as you can see, the devil is someone that makes us attached to the social status. And so here you need to come out of the stagnation that you think that you're not powerful enough and that you cannot defeat someone like the devil, the dark side deep within you, because the devil is not a person outside that we can blame. It's someone inside of us, and you are being called to look deeper into that. Why you are giving power to the devil and power to attachments, and that here, of course, Virgo is coming and saying, well, then rely back to your soul's purpose, right? If you go out, don't go out in the wrong way. Go out so that you can empower yourself. On the position of the sun, the number 19, remember the 19, the journey. Look at you. You come out of the water, the number 12, the outer core. Now, you realized something. It's like this is the end result of the Hanged Man, the 12th, right? Is that moment where we recognize I have been put into the water and I have been coming out a completely new person. And it's almost like here we see the dust and we don't see anybody. We don't see that there could be a person coming out. We don't see the water. Everything is dried up. But the journey that you took deep within now is giving you the power to really be this incredible goddess. She's coming out. She's like, okay, here I am, this newborn person. The sun is bringing that to me, the 10. And the 3 is the 13, is, of course, the death card. The 13, this big transformation from here to here. It's like you bring into focus who you can become. Here it was unfocused. Here it was, I have no power. Here is, I'm like not worthy of whatever you think you're not worthy. And now it's like, boom, right? It's like the sun is saying, no, you are worthy. Remember, you took the journey deep into the sun and the new moon in Scorpio. This is who you are. Now step out. And you are stepping out. Look at you. Wow. And I wanted to see, so what's stepping out here is the 7 of Pentacles. Now you had 5 pentacles and 7, it's 12. Here's the 12. Now the 12 is the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is bringing you the goddess that is deep within you, because here she is pregnant. She's pregnant with the new life, and it's like, yes, you're pregnant with new energy, new ideas. And so show it to the world, right? Because the 7 is here the Empress and the Emperor united deep within you, which is what the Hermit is bringing to you as well, the union deep within you. And here you are coming out and showing to the world who you can become, right? When you trust your journey, when you trust the clarity, when you trust that every path, either to the right or to the left, right, has its meaning. And so now you show yourself. And then on the position of the universe comes the Ace of Love. I call it the Ace of Love. It's the Ace of Emotions or Cups, right? And then you as that goddess, you can receive new love, true love, love that is burning with a density, with a fire. This dragon is letting you know, yes, the 21 plus the 1 is the 22. And you know what the 22 is? It's the Fool, is the 0 and the 22nd card. And so look what he's bringing to love, the material world, right? That's what Taurus brings to you. He's literally grounding you. He's giving you the earth so you can come out and have a core. And here is the love that he is showing to you, right? Taurus, or of course Virgo, because we had Virgo here. But we also had Capricorn here, right? But we also had here Mercury in Taurus, right? And of course we have Saturn in Taurus, right? So all three are here. But it's like something is alchemically here now uniting. You see that? It's like now you can open yourself and you can show to the world, to the earth, yes, I am love and I give love to the money. Where, you know, the earth people, they just give money to the money. You are bringing the love to the money, and that makes it grow even more. That makes it go even more into a whole new dimension, into a whole new I am that goddess, that love goddess, right? Because you are, right? The Odin, you are the mystic, right? You are that who's pointing at the rune alphabet. And so all that difficulty at the beginning, all that push, right, behind the money, I'm just gonna show you how that looks, is like, okay, where is all that coming from? Well, it's coming from Sagittarius, because if I put Sagittarius here, you see Sagittarius, and of course also Aries, right? So it's like there's a push. You see that? There's a push and there's the love. It's like, oh my God, right? It's really crazy. This is like bam, here pam and pam. It's like that union, right? It's the watery feminine and the material feminine. And so you know exactly what that means, right? You know what's coming here and what's talking, because you're feeling the reality in there, where I work with the numbers and with the mysticism here, but you're bringing the reality. So I hope I see you in the next reading, because we have the Dust Devil already, because that's what's coming in the next month. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.